Welcome to App Therapy Club, a place for part-time creators and coaches like you. Join your host, Tanya Smith, founder of Get Noticed with Video and Stream Like a Boss TV, to learn about online tools and smarter ways to make great content even when you're short on time or resources. Now let's get into the show.
Thank you. Here we go. He was trying to call me and tell me that he couldn't hear me because why? Because I was on mute. And you're funny. Thank you. Okay, let me pop this up because I think this is cool. So I'm going to pop up the comments where people were like, you're muted, you're muted. I was muted because I was trying not to like be loud during the countdown because I was moving things around. So goofy. Okay, let me start over. I'm Tanya Smith. This is Stream Like a Boss. I obviously wasn't streaming like a boss just now, but I usually do. And this is actually our App Therapy Club segment. So I'm going to talk a little bit about AppSumo. I know, right? Let me pop this up. The joys of live streaming. I know, so crazy. Okay, this is real casual. So this is not my usual show. I'm really going to be chill today. And I'm going to tell you that what we're here to do is to focus on mute a browser tab. Why are you hearing something duplicate? Let me see. I don't know what's happening here. Let me do this. Let me put on my headphones because I didn't do that. Yeah, live stream. So I'm doing things a little bit different. Hold on. I will always be a boss. Okay, hold on. Hold, please. Let's do this. All right. So now we should have echo cancellation working. Some people were not hearing duplicate audio, but just in case you were, I'm going to do part of my normal setup. Okay. So thank you for letting me know. Thank you for the comments. I need to pull up. I know that there's a way to do comments. So let me tell you this. I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm actually in Restream today, and I'll tell you why. I'm in Restream. Thank you. In Restream because I am going to potentially be popping up a lot of different links. I wanted to make sure I had a QR code for you, and I can easily and quickly do that in Restream. And it's a little bit more difficult if I haven't already pre-planned like I do with Ecamm Live, which is my favorite. So I'm doing Restream today. Now, my Thursday lives, which we do every week at 8 p.m. Eastern, my Thursday lives actually are designed with Ecamm Live. So if you're not familiar with Ecamm, just know that is the bomb. That is what we do on Thursdays at 8 p.m. We actually stream. And here's what I'm going to do this too. If I can't see your name, which I think I can, because nobody's in a Facebook group. If I can't see your name, you can type this little link in here, but I don't think we need to worry about that at this time. What we're going to do is actually we're going to talk a little bit about AppSumo. That's why you're here. Okay. AppSumo. And the reason why I think that this is kind of cool is because, as Dan mentioned, let me pop up your comment, Dan, because you're funny and I love it. Dan said, let me find what Dan said. What did he say? Oh, well, I didn't need that. I'm here for your mental health and you're here for mine too, Dan. You know, you always support. I'm looking forward to what AppSumo Day was supposed to be. So here's what it is. What's been happening is that there have been some different videos out there, and I've been on at least one and had some clips out there, and they really didn't go into deep detail. I don't know if they went into much detail at all about the apps that are actually existing, that are live right now on AppSumo Day. So I wanted to make sure to come and do a review and talk about these apps, not only on Sumo, but also there's a couple of other lifetime deal platforms that are that are hosting week-long discounts, which is crazy. I think they're all trying to compete. And I will give you my honest opinion and impression about a couple of these different companies, but we do need to take a look at them. So as I mentioned a little bit earlier, this is going to be totally chill. I'm really kind of rolling with the punches here, as you saw at the very beginning. My formal structured show is usually on Thursdays, but I wanted to come in here and just kind of do a dive into some of the apps in real time. Now, I also have made a list, and there are certain apps that I own myself that I will talk about from my personal experience, but this is super chill. So if you have questions, if there's something on your mind, if there is a particular app that you're looking into and you want to know what we think, then I'll pull it up and we can look at it together and talk through, hey, here's the questions, here's the ranking, here's the, this is what it looks like it can do. We can do that. And I'm ready to be here with you. Even if I need to be on for a couple of hours, I got time. I'm making time, because I do think it's important that when you are making decisions for your business, and maybe it's not even a business. I was just talking to someone a couple hours ago about potentially, being in my circle. And she said, I don't really want a business necessarily. I just want to do video because I'm passionate and enthusiastic about the topic. That's cool too. But however you're creating content, you need to do it with some level of efficiency. You need to have systems in place. You need to have platforms in place that will help you to do it in a way where you can still spend time with your family. There's far too many people who are content creators right now that are burnt out because they're doing the most, right? So what I want us to do is to be able to do this content thing with some level of balance and harmony, right? And that's what I think that tools like the ones that we can find on sites like AppSumo can do, because they don't require a permanent subscription forever in order for you to use it. Usually these are lifetime deals. And so they allow you to pay one time and be done. And so what's happening right now, I'm going to pull this up for you, is that AppSumo is doing their Sumo Day sale, which is something that they do, I think, multiple times a year. It's not just once a year, but they do this. And when they do, it's for a very short stint. So for instance, right now, this is going to be over if you're not a Plus member. If you're not a Plus member, then it will be over in about a day. Like tomorrow, I think, is the last day. No, the 13th is the last day. So June 13th, whatever that's like on your calendar, that's the last day. If you are a Plus member, I believe the 14th is the last day. So I do have my AppSumo affiliate link at the very top right here. You can see this little QR code. If you want to go to that space and you don't have an account already and you care to support the show, feel free to go using my link, but you don't have to, right? Okay, so I do have a list and I'm going to share a few of the things that are on my list. But before I do that, I got to acknowledge some folks. So let me pull up my little comments box and just say hi to folks. Okay, as I sit here editing my YouTube video, I know, because look, Scott is always doing everything at once. He's the most productive person I know. Thank you, Radiance by Ritilia, for loving the hat. Yes, my custom hat for when my hair is not combed, and it is not. What's up, Kombucha? Love it, love it, love it. Let's see what else we got. George, hey, what's up, Ecamm fam in the house? I love it. Okay, so I was looking through to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Thank you, Dan, for getting ready to call me to help me to know that I was not, my audio was not working. I appreciate that so much. Okay, so we're going to talk about AppSumo. I'm going to share with you the AppSumo deals, and we're just going to do some diving into this thing and find out what they've got going on. I'll share a couple of the deals that I know I want to talk about with you. Some of them I have, like I said, and some of them I'm looking to buy. If there's a specific deal that you want to make sure that I talk about and that we look at together, I want you to pop that deal into the chat. Just put a D before it so that I know as I'm scanning through, ooh, that's a deal that I need to look at. Okay. So a D : and then you go. Just type in the words or type in the name of the app so that I can make sure I pull it up. Scott, hot mess. Well, then you need a Stream Like a Boss hat is what you need. That's what you need. Or a Stream Boss Academy hat. I have those too. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do because I'm not used to being in Restream anymore. Neuron something. Oh, I bet it's called, I think it's Neuron Writer. Okay, we can pull that up. So I'll make sure to come back to that. Let's start with one that I've been hearing a lot about. So I'm going to pull it up in just a minute. Yes, I do. You do need that hat. Let me make sure I am doing this correctly. So I want to make them like the larger screen. There we go. And I'm teeny tiny for now. I'll pop myself back up here shortly. But right now, okay, so first and foremost, note that the sale does end in a day and 18 hours. So I believe, again, that's on January 13th. The other thing I'm going to mention to you is besides AppSumo, I do want to also take a look at Rocket Hub, I think is one. The other one is going to be SaaSZilla. And again, I'm going to give you some opinions or some thoughts on my purchases through those different sites and how they tend to differ somewhat from AppSumo. Now, Neuron Writer, it looks like Scott has that app and he said highly rated, but I'm curious, Scott, so if any of you have actually experienced some of these apps yourself, and if I don't know them, I'm going to ask for your feedback and input on those too. Okay. So Scott, for instance, I know you have used a number of the different apps in here. Now there's one that a lot of people have been talking about. It's called Merlin. Can we look at that first? Let's look at Merlin because I'm hearing a lot of folks that are asking about that one. I do not have the paid version. I do have some sense of what people are saying about the app, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But let's get in here so you can see it. So first of all, Merlin, and Merlin happens to be one of the popular ones, if I recall correctly, because it's up here in this top row. Yeah, it's right there. So let's pull that up. Now, what Merlin does is it's a Chrome extension, and it basically allows you to pull from 20 plus AI tools, okay, for research and for writing. And what I think is interesting about this, I'm going to pull up, when we do this, we can look at the actual pricing that it's on sale for here in AppSumo Day. But I also want us to look at the original or the real video, or not video, but the real website. So here's their real website. What's up? Get Hired Strategist. Good to see you here. All right, come on back. AI chat wherever you need. So it says your 26-in-1 AI assistant to research, create, and summarize, and you can get started for free. So I did end up getting the free version of this. It didn't work out well for me, but part of the reason I believe is because I may have had some Chrome conflicts. So look, this is the thing about Chrome extensions, and you definitely want to keep this in mind with Chrome extensions, and that is when you use Chrome extensions, you need to be careful that the other extensions you're using, if you're using a lot of them, they could create conflicts with each other. So if you purchase something like Merlin or other Chrome extensions that you find in this deal and it doesn't work or it gives you some type of conflict, because what the conflict was for me is when I turned it on into my Chrome and I went to my quick page, which is something that I use for video emails and video letters. When I went in there and I started to try to type or to paste anything, it would not allow me to paste. So I know that there's something that's a conflicting extension inside of my Chrome. Don't let that deter you. You just may have to do a little bit of testing. But let's talk about the purpose of this thing. So, my understanding is that it will do things like generate images for you. It will pull up links and information about different links. It will do a lot of the stuff it sounds like that ChatGPT, Claude, and the rest of them can do. But it will also pull from those different models as well. The thing that I heard about this particular tool, which we'll go in a second and look at some of the questions and the reviews. The thing that I heard about this, and it uses YouTube Summarizer. Here, let me pull it, make it bigger again. One of the things that I heard is that it uses up credits pretty quickly. So if you get the extension and you find that your searches are taking up a lot of credits, then that could potentially be an issue for you. And yeah. So if you get one of those lifetime deals and it doesn't work, it could be that there's a conflicting extension or something else that you have on your computer. So that's what I'm saying. Give these people a chance. Usually they're working pretty well, especially because they want you to keep their stuff, right? But they are also in many cases startups. So what I like to do is to try to go and do some research on the background. What I like about this already is that it's talking about the fact that it can give you different use cases depending on what you're working on. So the normal price is $19 per month, and they bill that annually. And notice that they do have a wall of love down here, which is basically a series of different testimonials that people have put in here. And you can install the app for free. But like I said, I don't know that it's going to give you a full understanding of what it will do given the nature of the license tiers. Let's look at the plan so we can see exactly what it says it's going to do. So first of all, it will allow you to access all of the top AI models. So that includes what people are using right now is the GPT-4o, because we love that, right? It's fast. It's free if you do the 4o. I do still pay for the $20 a month Chat GPT service, y'all, because it's just worth it to me. I want my stuff quick. I don't want to be clogged up and, backlogged behind other people who have the premium. But I love that this allows you to use all the different popular models. Look at this: Claude 3, Gemini, Opus, Mistral, and Llama in one click. Okay. It says that it is an alternative to some of these other ones. I remember Jasper was really popular. If anybody used Jasper before and you had great success with them, or if you used them before and now you're no longer using them, I'd be curious about your thoughts on something like this. So this basically is promoting the fact that it will take away the aspect of you having to go to individual AI tools, and it can do things within one space just because of the Chrome browser extension itself. Now, again, I did not buy the lifetime on this yet. I've just heard a lot of people asking about it and saying they wanted to use it. The one piece of feedback I will tell you that I keep hearing over and over again in some of the different circles I play in is that people are a little frustrated with the credits. And the other thing is, I think you need to get tier 2 in order for you to get the BYOK or BYOK, BYOK, which can be important in terms of privacy and security. There's some other reasons why that's important too, but I highly encourage you to really kind of get an understanding of what that means. So let's look at the view plan details link here. First of all, in this particular deal, you get lifetime access, which is great. So you're not paying the $19 a month if you wanted to upgrade. Okay, cool. I see this note. And yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying that kombucha. I know it. Okay, learning with Mark Warren. This is the same thing I've heard. Yeah, turned off by the credit. So there's just not enough credit. So it's something that you all want to think about because the credits equal results. If you run out of credits quickly and you're constantly putting in search queries, what will happen is if you run out, then you don't get to use the app, or it's going to say, hey, you need to buy more. And so this is something that I definitely have taught. Yeah, Marcia says the same thing. This is what I keep hearing. This is what I keep hearing. And it's why I personally have not made the purchase yet. But then I've heard a few other people say it's sufficient for what they need. And they like the beauty of not having to go to all the different AI tools. They can just go to this one and actually get the answers that they need. So I think it's kind of one of those things where you're really going to have to examine it for yourself. But let's take a real quick look again here. This one, you have to activate your license within 60 days. A lot of the stuff is the same throughout all of these things, right? Let's see what it says down here. You do have the 60-day money back guarantee. Okay. One thing I want to say this, and I want to do this with my face up here so that y'all can see what I'm saying. Look, be careful that you're reading the fine print. When you are buying any of these apps, you want to double check and make sure the guarantee is the typical 60-day guarantee. Now, what that also means, though, is that you want to follow and abide by where it asks you to redeem in a certain amount of time. You need to make sure you go and you redeem and you activate your purchase in a proper amount of time, or else you lose access to what you bought. So look at redemption and make sure you redeem whatever you buy pretty quickly so you can test it out and see if you're going to keep it. And then remember to return and refund if it falls within the guarantee. But you need to double check, because I've heard some people within the past 6 months or so say, I didn't know that one had a 30-day guarantee. I think that most of these are going to be on the common AppSumo schedule and have the 60 days. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, but you do need to read. Just do that. Okay. All right. Let's look at, let me open this up again, make it bigger for us. Okay. All right. So the tiers, $69 for 5,000 credits per month. And you would be amazed how fast that can go. 139 for the tier 2. And this is where I was talking about that BIOC. And the thing about BIOC, when you can use your own OpenAI key inside of OpenAI, which is, those are the people who own ChatGPT, it's supposed to give you the ability to be able to pull back your, like you can remove your key so that there's a certain level of security and privacy there. Okay. So there's a whole bunch of debate online about BIOC, however people are pronouncing it, BYOK. But what I've learned is that it's more important to have this than not to have it. So when you're investing in AI tools, you want to have it. And what I definitely would say to do is to go type in BYOK under Google search so you can find out more information. I can't spend the time today to go too deep into that. But here's the thing that comes with it is the image generation. You can create from YouTube. You can here's the thing. I saw where it did Chat Summarizer or YouTube Summarizer, but that's a free app. So I don't really care if they can do that, because I have that right now. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, YouTube Summary with Chat GPT and Claude. That's super free. And you could do a lot with this. I use this all the time on my videos. So I don't know that I necessarily would even count that under YouTube summarization. You can do that anywhere. But if Merlin is something that is of interest to you, you just need to keep in mind the fact that it's going to have credits that may run out quickly, because that is the common thing I've heard in some of the feedback I've heard. Okay. But I've also seen, look at this, people are saying, oh, I can't believe that this is on AppSumo. Now, mind you, you got to keep in mind when you're reading some of the app reviews, a lot of the ones that are actually on the site are going to be super positive. I mean, they just will. Can I just be honest with you? They're going to be super positive. So you need to kind of be wary. And here's what I do is I'll read the comments, but I'll read the reviews, but I'll also read the questions that people are asking. And I want to see how quickly the startup is answering those questions, and are they giving a thorough answer? What's their demeanor like? Like, are they bashing the person for asking a question? Those are the type of things that I'm looking for as patterns when I'm preparing to buy. So I will tell you that that's something to me that's pretty important as I pay attention to things like that. So, buy now, real gem. Okay, there you go. This is the common thing that I have heard. Yes, you can use older small models in order to save some credits, but if you want to use the new stuff, be prepared to deplete your credits in a blink. So it is something that someone has actually shared and they have responded. It's long, so we're not reading that, but I encourage you, if you're thinking about getting this one, to read it. Read some of the comments that you're seeing, okay? I, again, don't plan on purchasing this one, but it's just because it's not a need for me. I have enough tools, just like Mark Warren said. I personally use Tascade to create AI agents. I use ChatGPT. I have the paid $20 a month version. I use Claude sometimes. Sometimes I use Copilot, both of those in the free version. So I'm really okay with just going to those individually. But if you really want to, yeah, John Lacey, I know. But here's the thing, in the questions, and we do have to be careful. It's a balancing act with stuff like this because sometimes people are just toxic people. And if you see them, if the same person is commenting with negativity all the time on everything, I'm a little wary of that person too, right? Like, I'm not going to always be like, yeah, it's bad because this person says it's bad. I'm paying attention to patterns and themes, not just one-off comments. So do watch for that. But that's Merlin, y'all. Check it out if you're looking to use a combined AI tool. It's not going to be one that's on my radar just because I don't need it. I'm satisfied with what I have, but I have heard a lot of people talk about this particular one. Okay. All right. If you have one that you want me to talk about, switch me right there. Let's see. If you have one that you want me to talk about, where's my camera? Then I want you to pop that into the comments and just do D colon. I can't talk all right today. D colon, and then put the name of the app so that I can look it up and we can kind of talk it through. Okay. Yeah, I know. He has an AI allergy. Yep. But you know what? It's cool that you come in here and hanging out anyway. That's cool. Okay. So that's one. That's one down. I had a couple of other ones. So I'm going to tell you, can we talk about BigVu? Let's talk about BigVu because they're on here too. Now, BigVu is one of my go-tos. It's a favorite for me, but I'm going to tell y'all the true story behind my relationship with BigVu. And let me push it over here. So here's the thing. This is what happened. I initially bought BigVu years ago. And when I bought BigVu years ago, I turned it back in. Like, I think it was on AppSumo at the time. And I turned it back in because I was like, this is not doing anything for me. I don't know what this is supposed to do, but it's not working. But I came back probably about a year and a half ago and was like, whoa, they've blown things away. Like, they're blowing it out of the water. There's so much that they can do. The primary purpose of me using this particular tool is that I like using it for the teleprompter and captions option, not the captions, but the teleprompter option, and for the AI writer in writing short, quick hitter promotional scripts. I'm going to show you the back end of mine so you can see it. But I call this one a sleeper app because frankly, I was like, no, I don't like it. I don't want it. And then when I went back to it, I was able to see much more with it. Let me pop it up like that, y'all. Okay. Now, if you're using like a physical teleprompter, cool. A lot of people use physical teleprompters. For me, I don't really love them because they're bulky and because of the way my setup is for my videos. It just kind of gets in the way. It takes too much time for me to put it on and take it down, and I just don't love it. But there are other people who love it. They have it permanently set up, and that works great. What I prefer are teleprompters like what you're going to see with BigVu. Okay. So I'm going to show you the back end of mine in addition to let's walk through and kind of look at what they're saying is on sale. Okay. So first of all, it talks about, let's see, I'm going to pull up their main site in a minute, but I think it might be on my page. So I'll wait for that. It's a video studio powered by AI. Okay. Voice to script. So you can use it on your mobile phone. You can use it on your desktop or laptop as well. Notice what it's telling you here, that you can choose the type of script that you want to do. You can tap to start, say a few words, and then the script is ready for you to record. And what's also cool, especially if you use it on your phone, is that you can see yourself and you can see like an opaque type of script kind of running across the screen. So if you've got any funky faces going on there or something pops up that you didn't want to pop up, you can stop it, re-record. So it literally has a teleprompter that's built into your phone where you can read your script and do that. But I don't use it for that purpose. I use it primarily for the desktop teleprompter, which I'm going to show you in a second, and the AI Magic Script Writer. Before, the first time I bought this, it didn't have all of this. Now it's got that plus more things. So I'm going to show you that it also now has the ability, which this is new, I hadn't even played with this, to share your video once you're done inside of BigVu. You can share it on social channels. Now, this is something that a lot of different tools that are related to video have started doing, and I love the idea. I love the concept, but I don't know that it always works. Here's what I mean. What I mean is, if you are someone who is, if you're a type A personality like me, and you want to schedule your social media posts and schedule your videos so they're not stepping all over each other, you probably are going to want to use a social media scheduler so you can see in the calendar when things are going out. But I like the idea that some of the social platforms, including BigVu, which I'm going to go in the back end in just a second, I love the fact that they do give you the option of scheduling from within the tool. Opus is starting to do that. So if any of you are using that for repurposing your clips, Video AI does that. I think Menvo does that too. And Menvo is or was an AppSumo deal. We'll see if they're still on. But all of those can repurpose your longer videos into smaller clips, and right from inside of the platform, you can schedule it to go out to your different spaces. So BigVu lets you do that too. So let's go into BigVu. Before I do that, it has 260 reviews, so that's good. That means it's got a healthy set of reviews that you can look through and scan through. It's at $69 right now for one code. They have like a bunch of codes that you can buy. So we can take a look at what that will get you. Let's take a look real quick. I'm going to do that before we go into the back end. Oh, man. Okay, so Menvo is sold out. I'm sorry y'all missed that one. I did talk about this one a few weeks ago. I tried to tell y'all in advance. Okay, let's go into BigVu. I'm going to review first. Let's take a look at what they're saying their features are, and then I'll show you mine, okay? So lifetime access, of course, you can stack up to 10 codes. I'm really curious what 10 codes would do, because I'm pretty sure I didn't do 10 codes. Okay, but AI script writing, you can edit videos by editing the script. Ooh, like Descript, huh? You can live stream, didn't know that. I think that's new. Automatic captions, I did know. Teleprompter, video recorder, downloading file, professional titling. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. This is fairly new. I just saw this the other day. I didn't know about that before, but AI eye contact fix. Now, if you don't know what that is, y'all, that's when, you know how if you happen to be kind of like looking at a different angle and not quite looking directly into the camera, what that does, which a lot of platforms are starting to do. So you want to look at what you have and see if it does this, but Descript will do this. There's a couple of other ones that I have that I just realized they do this too, but BigVu will fix it to where your eyes are looking at directly at the camera. So it's an AI functionality that a lot of tools are able to do right now. But I think that's interesting that they've added it too. Video landing pages, video email thumbnails. Okay, cool. So for the single price, I think this is the reason why I only bought one. Okay. So if you're asking which level should you buy, I think I only bought one, and that's been sufficient for me because you get all of the features. The difference between the levels, it looks like, is workspaces, numbers of devices, and numbers of users. So if you do need a lot of users, so you have a team, and there's a lot of different ways in which you want to create and organize your video workspaces, then maybe the double might be sufficient, or maybe you should go higher. I just don't know that I necessarily see a purpose for that. Unless you're, again, a small business with a team of people who are going to be using it. So this one, for instance, the top 10 codes, 55 users, 110 devices, and unlimited shared workspace. I don't need that. So I was good with one. I might end up upgrading to get a second tier, but right now the one is fine, and that's what I've had for some time. Let's go in the back end of mine. I'm going to show you what it looks like and why I do like this one and why I would definitely recommend BigVu. Sorry for the scroll, y'all, but let me pull it. Okay. Let's see what else it's doing. Okay, I'm going to log in to my account, but here's their main page. And so you'll see it's talking about being made to save time. And that has always kind of been their thing. But I honestly felt like early on they were trying to figure out who they wanted to be because there was just a lot going on. Now I feel like they're probably a little bit more organized, but I am not using all the features to do all the things. So I probably needed to use a little bit more of it just to kind of see. I will show you what I like in here. So if you do new script, this is what I like. And you go to AI Writer. Oh, they've got a voice generator too. Dang, y'all, I'm finding out new stuff that I didn't even know was in here. So if you wanted to do, this is, I'm giving you my honest take on how I've been using it. This is probably the only way I've been using it, which is crazy because it has more stuff. I've been using it when I need to do a super quick script. And so, for instance, I'll say, hey, I want to do a news flash because I've got news to share. And then I will say, okay, I want to talk about the latest AppSumo deals on sale for Sumo Day. And then check this out. So when it says write new, okay, and you can change the tone, by the way. I'm going to say friendly because I usually do friendly. I'm going to say long. Let's do long to see how long it'll give us. It's not super long, by the way, and you can put your own script in here. I'm just doing this to show you an idea of what it can do. Hicks in the house. What's up? BigVu is hot. Okay, so you just heard it from the man right there. There you go. I said it, but with Hicks following up and saying it, that means it's the truth. Okay, so it just created this script for me, right? It gave me, hey there, Tanya Smith here, bringing you some exciting news, blah, blah, blah. I can actually go through and choose from a couple of different ones that they've created for me. They gave me 3 versions. And once I create it, I'm going to add it here. And so now it's right here. And if I want to update or change anything, I can do that. Can make edits, right? So I can say, oh, change the tone of this paragraph or shorten this or elaborate or whatever I want to tell it to do. And then when I'm ready to read and record, it will do it over here. Now, again, I didn't even know they had live streaming, so I don't know what that's all about. I'm going to have to test it. But typically what I will do is I still record using Ecamm Live, y'all, because that's my thing, but I will do the read only. And there you go, boom. So having this in the center of my screen and being able to just record using this with the countdown and changing the speed of it is just perfect to me for creating a really quick script, okay? Now you, again, can change the timing of it. You can say, hey, wait a minute, that's too slow. Let's move this and make it a little bit faster because I'm going to read faster than that. You can make the words or the fonts bigger or smaller depending on your mature eyes, right? So there's different things that you can do with it, but this is the number one reason that I use BigVu. So for $69 for life, the fact that it has what I just showed you and it's got so much more in it now that's available to you, that is That's pretty awesome. I think I would not sleep on this particular one. And I'm just kind of amazed and surprised that they still have it on sale. So that is BigVu, y'all. If you've got questions on any of this stuff that I'm sharing, definitely let me know. We can talk it through. Again, 260 reviews and mostly positive. I mean, they've got a 4+. It's almost completely 5 rating. So I think that's pretty decent. Again, the key is to make sure that you're checking through, that you're checking through comments too. Let me try to do it this way and move it over a little bit so we can get it all up in here. So what I usually will do is look again and make sure, are the founders, are they responding? Looks like they're responsive because you see the blue, right? If you find apps that don't have people responding and it's been weeks since anybody was out there and it's like a ghost town, that's a bad sign. Just saying. Okay. Reviews. What AppSumo does now is they give you like this little blurb at the top. But again, I don't just go for that. I kind of read through for myself to see where are people asking questions, what's on their minds about it. Let's see if we see any bad ones. Yeah, everybody so far saying it works great. And personally, I'm telling you that I use it and I have not had issues with it. Now, I haven't used all the functions and the features, so I don't know. There could be something that's not great. John, you know what? Early on, when I first got BigVu, I used it to add captions, but I will tell you my secret weapon, because you're asking, my weapon of choice for captions is captions.ai. I love Captions AI because it really gives me these unique ways of actually showcasing captions on my videos. But other tools like Menvo and a couple of other ones too will give you that as well. I just like Captions AI. So no, I haven't used it yet, but I think this might be fun for me to try to break this weekend. I'll play around with it and I can come back and give an update in a couple weeks for y'all, let you know how it's going. How about that? Okay, let's go back in and we're going to take a look again at some more apps. So that's BigVu, y'all. I think it's worth it. This one is on my list as a must do. You got a thumbs up for this one. Okay. Now I'm going to scan real quick to see. Yeah, I like the phone idea too. So you can use BigVu both with your phone because there's a phone app and you can use it on desktop, which is another plus. There are also really cool teleprompter apps that you can buy, but they don't necessarily, and I'm talking about for your phone, for your iPhone or your Android, but they don't always do the best with transferring over into a desktop situation. So the fact that BigVu gives you both is pretty cool. And yeah, John leaves his teleprompter mounted, and that's at the heart of his setup. For me, I use teleprompters only for scripted things that I actually want to make sure I'm saying exactly the right thing. Otherwise, I'm pretty just like free falling when it comes to doing videos. I just say what I say. I kind of know what I want to talk about and I have an outline, but I don't necessarily go by a script all the time, unless again, it's for like a sales video or something like that. And so something like this works perfectly for me because it gives me the ability to have that flexibility and get more desk space. I'm all about having the white space and having the desk space. So I don't want a bunch of clutter, but that's again, type A. Okay. So we talked about Merlin, talked about BigVu. I'm going to show you one that I have called Nifty PM. So are there any people out there who are looking for project managers? If you're looking for a project manager, I want to know about that. Yeah, that's cool. He uses it as 90% of the time. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm getting ready to upgrade to the big boy here in a minute. Elgato prompt. Yes. Okay. So, Mark, I've heard that Elgato prompter is the bomb. And I just haven't made the time to buy it because here's my next big giant investment that's coming up real soon. That is the Mac Studio. I want the studio. I want the big boy to do my live streams. So I'm saving my pennies for that. That's why I haven't bought anything else so far. Dan said I can have his. Man, you are the bomb. I love him. Yeah, Valerie's been using her Elgato prompter too. Now, let me tell y'all who did a really good, while I'm moving on to the next thing, I'm going to move to Nifty. Let me tell you who had a really good video about Elgato prompters is Stephanie Garcia. Find her and you will find a really excellent. She did one, and then Luria Petrucci, I think, did one on the Elgato prompter too. Yeah, and Dan, I don't know if I would use it. That's the thing. Yeah, so Dan said he doesn't use his, and he is a professional speaker. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I have a teleprompter sitting over there on the floor. Well, it's not on the floor, it's organized, but it's on the shelf. But I'm not using it. That's another reason why I haven't purchased that yet. So something like what I just told you about, the BigVu, works fine for me. Okay, Nifty. Let me talk a little bit about this. For those of you who are looking for a project manager, oh, I probably wouldn't use it. Okay. Well, thank you for the confirmation then. Maybe I won't get it. I'm going to show you Nifty, y'all, because I know there are a lot of folks who are looking for project management tools. At least that's what I got in my inbox when I asked for this. So there's two that I'm going to talk about. One, I'll talk about Nifty PM because I have that one. I also just purchased Lift OS from the AppSumo Sumo Day deals. And I'll talk a little bit about the difference between the two. So Nifty, let me pull it up on a bigger screen so that you can really see it, okay? And if you do have specific questions or categories of tools that you want to talk about, pop it in here because I told you I'm chill. This is not scripted. I don't have a teleprompter in front of me. I'm just going through my own list, but also checking to see if you have questions on specific ones so we can talk them through. Nifty PM. I like this, but I don't find myself using it because it's not really set up the way my brain thinks, but I did keep it in case I ever want to go back to it. So it's a project management tool. What it does is it will allow you, if you have a small team or even if you're solo, to create different Kanban boards. You can have calendars, you can have Gantt timelines. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with it. So you can kind of see a little bit of a visual here of what it looks like. I don't have a lot of stuff in mine, or else I'd show you mine, but it is a project management tool that I think would be good for a small team. My brain doesn't think the way that it's organized. I specifically really like spreadsheets. So when I look at spreadsheet type of apps like Airtable, Retable, which used to be on AppSumo, I think that those, thank you, Radiance by Ratilia. I forget to do that, and I don't have my stuff because I'm not in eCam. I look at those and I can see more clearly what I need to do. With Nifty, it is probably a bit more like Asana. And if you're looking to do something with a new tool that you only pay for once, I do think $99 is worth the tool. The UI of it is decent. I'll see if I can pop it up without showing any private information. Hold on, let me do that real fast. I'm going to try to pop it up for you. I'm going to show you the back end of mine so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, okay? So Nifty PM, and I have mine in dark mode. But again, yeah, I've gotten rid of everything in here, but at least I can kind of show you the setup and the layout. Okay, so I'm going to pull that up for you. Let's do it here. Okay, so when you look at this, okay, balance of beauty, great, because I'm going to go to Lift OS next. When you look at this, you can kind of get a feel for what I mean by saying that it has, let's see, first of all, you can set goals in here. So that's cool, right? So you can set goals and you can have dates for your goals. It has a reporting feature. It has a calendar, which I do love anything that will give you calendar, right? I need to see a calendar so I can see the lay of the land for all the things I've got going on. It will give you a My Work list so that it's sort of like a dashboard for your personal individual task. So let's say, for instance, if you had a team that you're collaborating with on different projects, much like Asana and some of the other tools, your team will see the team view based on what you've allowed them to have, but then they also can see what their specific workload is and what the tasks are that they've been assigned to in this particular scene. Has an inbox as well, because you can chat back and forth and have discussions. Again, mine is empty because I'm not using this, but you can set up different projects. You can have different what they call portfolios. So at some point, I had like 5 different portfolios in here. Each of them can have a roadmap, so you can add milestones. You can have tasks that are created, and you can sort these tasks either by status or by different lists that you create. It gives you templates as well if you want to use templates. You can view this in just about any type of way that you want to view it. But for me, what I started to see is that it was just getting to be a lot, and it wasn't set up or organized the way that I think, but I think a lot of people have had success with this. One thing that I do love with it is that it gives you the ability to be able to add documents, and you can attach files. So if you have Google Drive files, Dropbox files, etc., that way you can keep everything in your project in one place. So for that, I think that it is worth it. If you're looking for a project management tool, this could be a good one for you. This one again is called Nifty PM. So all your tools in one place, right? If you have a small team, it might be worth your while. I'm going to switch to Lift OS and show you something that's a little different about Lift OS. I literally just picked it up yesterday, so I don't have a lot in it yet, but I do want to show you the difference in the way that it's set up. Um, okay, in Aging with Grace and Style, Miss Valerie, you're looking for a Notion option where you can organize. You and a couple other people that have reached out to me said the same thing. I don't know that Lyft is going to do that. I'm playing with it more, but I can report back. Dan, I agree with you. More neurodiverse friendly applications and ADHD applications. I think there are certain developers that are working on that. And I've seen some Notions templates that do have that focus. So that might be worthwhile looking into in their templates library or their marketplace. They have a lot of free templates too that fall within that category. Okay, let's look at Lift OS, but first, $99 for one code on Nifty. Let's see the differences here. 3 team members, 100 gigabytes of storage space. I do think that was one of the things where I saw that I could potentially be out of space quickly. Um, but not that quickly. If you're a solo and you don't have like a big team, I think you'll be fine. You just need to kind of gauge what kind of files you want to attach and include inside and what kind of documents you're creating. Are you adding images and video and that type of thing? Because it will clog up your space that you have. But you saw what the capabilities were. So if that's how you think, Nifty's a good one for you to look at. I agree with you, Balance of Beauty. I don't think Lift OS is going to be it if you're trying to look for something that's going to help you from a Notion standpoint. Now, difference, remember I said Nifty PM is $99. Lift OS is newer. It only has 15 reviews because it's newer. It's just recently come out, but it is a Sumo Day deal. I like that. I like the look of it. I also like that Lift OS will allow you to integrate anything you can embed with a link, and sometimes with code, depending on the type of code, you can include in your Lift OS dashboard. I also like that the founders are very friendly and responsive. And I'll tell you how I know this because I ran into an issue when I was purchasing. Here's something to watch for if you're purchasing this one, okay? When you're purchasing Lift OS, it is not stackable. Okay, so for those of you who know what I'm talking about on AppSumo, you can stack when you're buying a code here, and then a couple of days later, you're like, let me buy another code. And so you add code number 2. So now you have 2 tiers. This one is not stackable like that. So whatever you purchase is what you purchase. If you're purchasing license tier 1, you got license tier 1. If you're purchasing tier 2, you got tier 2. They're not stackable. The reason why that's important is because I was assuming it was stackable, and I purchased 2 license tier 1s. And then I was like, why am I not getting tier 2? And they said, oh yeah, because you purchased tier 1 twice. So read the fine print. I obviously didn't read. It was probably like 3:00 in the morning and I couldn't sleep and I was up buying Sumo Day deals. so I messed that up. But hey, that's just me. So pay attention. Yeah. Okay. 9 Design. A lot of people use Notion very heavily. I actually have a couple of paid templates that I have purchased for Notion, and I just haven't found myself the right template yet. But a lot of people, I think if you see what you want and you can build it or recreate it, that's the jewel with Notion, right? If you see somebody has created something and you're like, yes, that's the one I want to use. That's why I like Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank has some Notion templates that are they're excellent. But I still found myself just a little overwhelmed when playing with it. I'll tell you the tool that I use right now. Actually, Scott Benedict is one of our Stream Bosses Academy members, and he turned me on to the tool I'm using right now. But it's not a deal, so I'm not focusing on that one right now. So Lift OS. When you go in here, it talks about accessing 3 beautifully designed productivity tools in one place. You can integrate your Google Workspace, Miro boards, and anything else you can embed in the platform. So let's go to their actual site. So it's clean. That I liked when I first saw it because I was like, okay, well, I like clean. I like being able to look at stuff and see exactly what I'm supposed to do with it. The number one thing I think that it did for me when buying this one is, I love you, Scott. Yeah, he spoiled it, but yeah, I'm using Smart Suite right now. um, Lift OS allows you to integrate the stuff you already have in one place. That's the number one thing I think that attracted me to looking at this space is I wanted to see, can I just like take things that I'm already using and put them in the same space? I use a lot of Google Workspace stuff. So if you don't, then maybe this is not the best way for you to organize, but I'll show you the back end of mine. Let me see if I can get in there without having to log in. Okay, it has both, and I'm still trying to get a feel for how to use this, y'all, but it does have dark mode and light mode. I know it doesn't look much different there, but you'll see what I mean in just a second. So it has different templates that you can create or you can use. So when you say, hey, I want to create a new app, you can tell it that you have a specific template that you want to use, and it'll create a workspace based on that. You can add files, you can add notes, you can do even a to-do list. If you wanted to have a to-do list in here, you could use that. It will give you a dashboard at the home page. I think we might have seen that first. Yeah, let me go back. In the home page, right there, this dashboard will have the to-dos, the to-do checklist that you create for yourself will be in here for anything that's due. So it has this nice dashboard that I think you can actually design a little bit more. I think you can put some more stuff in here and actually change colors and all of that. I just haven't played with it enough yet. You can also chat with other people. So if you have a team, it's easy to use with a team. But I wanted to show you where I had, is it here? Okay. Yeah. So I just used one of their templates and said, okay, give me a creative project. Sure. Give me a workspace with that. And so it has these templates that I can go and fill in. And it does have AI capabilities as well to help you to build out different assignments or documents as you're writing. You can use the Kanban boards. You can create lists. I like it enough to keep it right now, but I need to play around with it to figure out how I want to structure it. But the beauty of this thing is that you can embed. So I embedded this workflow chart. Okay. I embedded this funnel chart in here, and I like that I'm able to put everything into one place and just kind of create a dashboard of important things based on projects that I might be working on at any given time. So that to me is that's potentially useful. And I think this could be a winner. And again, the folks, they have a Slack, I believe they have a Slack team community where you can ask questions, and they're very responsive and super eager to make this thing work. That's another sign that I look for with AppSumo deals is, are they trying to make this thing work, or is it looking like they might not be around forever? Right? So still in startup mode. They're saying it's an alternative to Asana, ClickUp, Notion. I don't think so quite yet, but I do see a different use case. I think if you didn't have one of those three and didn't plan to use one of those three, and you do make good use of Google Workspace, and you do want to organize a space where you have different charts, to-do lists, Kanban boards, and all of that kind of stuff, I think this could be a win just for organizing, centralizing things, maybe. But if you're an Asana lover, you probably won't leave. I did a poll in my Facebook feed not that long ago, and it seemed like probably 90% of the folks in there were Asana users. So just saying, I don't know that this would replace that at all. I think Nifty PM could potentially, but I don't know so much that Lift OS would do that. And Lift OS is $40 cheaper. So notice how they're organizing or showing you how they can organize documents that you have in your Google Drive. Cool. Many of us are using sheets and slides and docs. So I can see the use case. I just need to play with it a little more. I think this could be a winner. Yes, I do. $59 gets you 75 gigabytes of total storage. That's not a lot. So if you really love it and you think you're going to use it a lot, you might want to think about doing at least the 200 gigs. Okay. So just FYI. In fact, what I did purchase, I'm pretty sure I bought the tier 2 because I thought if I'm going to use it and love it and keep it, I want to have the storage. Okay. All right. This is a good question. We can go into some that are in here. So apps you suggest for SEO, slugs, meta descriptions. Yes, actually there is. There's something that I want to show you that I've been looking at. I'm going to pull it up for you right now. This one is called Squirrly. There's two that I'm looking at for SEO purposes. There's a reason that I would use one over the other. Squirrly is one that I've heard a lot of positive feedback on, and they've added other features and companion apps to help. But I want to look at it with you, okay? Because I haven't bought it yet. I'm still thinking about it. But Squirrly SEO, it is primarily for thank you. It is primarily for WordPress, but my understanding is that they also have a cloud version. So balance of beauty, if you know that to be the case, can you confirm? Yeah, I love it. So they have tutorials, daily goals, etc. Okay, let's go into Squirrly and let's take a look at it. Now, the two that I'm looking at for SEO are Squirrly and there's another SiteGuru. The difference, Squirrly SEO would be useful for my WordPress site because I'll plug it in. That's cool. Okay, so Dan, what you need, if you need a WordPress one, I think you might want to take a look at Squirrly SEO or have your client look at that to invest in. Let's pull it up. The other one is SiteGuru, and the difference is that SiteGuru is not based on a specific platform like WordPress. I think what you're doing is you're adding in links to the different pages for your website, and then it's giving you very specific information about what to change, update, and how to make that thing friendly, okay, to SEO. So yeah, I thought they were super helpful too. I bought it and then I did not mess with it after I bought it. Is that bad? App therapy, y'all. Okay, let's pull it up. Let me pull up Squirrly first. Okay, Squirrly. So Squirrly SEO, $79 for the plan 1. We'll look at and see what plan 1 can do. This is all about search engine optimization, but again, it's more for WordPress is what I was reading. It can be an alternative to these two, which are really highly popular. So Yoast has been around forever. I used to have Yoast on my site. When I used to design WordPress sites, it was like I was always on top of this kind of stuff. Because I only have one site now that's in WordPress and my other stuff is in Go High Level, I don't necessarily mess around with these plugins as much. Okay, 9 Design, I'm going to come back to that question. Yes. So Squirrely SEO, from what I understand, and I think I saw a really cool chart with this, what I understand is that they give you really great information about the difference between the Squirrely SEO cloud and the one for WordPress. I think there's some aspects of the cloud version of Squirrely included in this, even though it doesn't say it right here in the questions is where I read that. So if you are someone like me who has Go High Level or something else like that, and you are concerned about buying Squirrely, then you may want to go and read through those questions. So here's the thing. So $79, the one-time purchase of $79 gives us 5 sites, 300 keyword searches per month. That's going to go quick. Okay. So maybe this is sufficient for you if you don't have the need for custom branding and all this other stuff. But I almost would look at double if I'm going to invest in it and I have a WordPress or multiple WordPress sites, I would care more about version 2. Since I don't, if I look at this one at all, I'm probably going to do the tier 1, to be honest. So that's what I'm saying. They have a roadmap, and from what I understand, there's a lot going on with the roadmap. So they have a lot of features that are coming up. Here's the question. Just like I said, does your SEO software work on non-WordPress websites? So this person bought something else, and here was their answer. This is what I thought was cool. Let me pull this up because I think you'll like it too. Let's go to this little comparison chart. So they created a comparison chart so that you'll know the differences. It's a lot going on here, but they're showing you the difference between the plugin and the cloud version. The cloud version is the one that you can use with non-WordPress websites, and the plugin version is the one that goes with your WordPress. So obviously there's a lot more stuff with the green check marks for the WordPress version than there is where you've got all this red and these traffic warning signs on the cloud version. But I do like that they provided something because they cared enough to try to answer this. And this is a common question, apparently, from people. Because a lot of folks are using, Go High Level type of products such as funnel streams, click funnels. They might be using that. And so WordPress plugins won't work for that, but you need the cloud. Okay. There's other questions in here I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. When I looked at the reviews, most of them were good. I see this person is not happy with the UI that they bought during a previous deal, and they still don't like the UI. That means the design, for those of you who don't know what I'm saying. This person said it makes posts unreadable. Okay, hadn't heard that one. Oh, wow. Okay, so this person gave a 5, but this was back in 2023, and then they refunded it. I don't know what the deal is with that. So it doesn't look like, I'm looking at the dates, it doesn't look like there's a lot of really recent reviews. I would pay closer attention to the ones that have been in 2024 in case they've made a lot of upgrades. And so we do see a couple here. But it might be worth a try if you're looking for something for WordPress Dan specifically, right? So maybe check that. You can always refund it if you need to and if it's not working out. The other one that I wanted to look into was SiteGuru, so I'll show y'all that. SiteGuru, I had it a while ago and I refunded it. Notice this is a full 5 tacos, 459 reviews, so that's good. It's been around, it's stable. And And I know it's been around for a while because, like I said, I bought it a while ago. What I liked, and the reason why I turned it in, just so you know, it wasn't for any negative reason. It's just because at that time I had maybe dueling platforms. So I had dueling SEO tools and I just didn't need one of them. And I said, okay, SiteGuru, you're out. But now I'm thinking about buying it again because I remember that the audits that it did were really cool. The audits that it did would give you basically based on your page, it gives you a full checklist of what you need to do in order to improve your SEO site health, your Google clicks, and your score overall for ranking. So I liked that. It looks like there's a dashboard with insights. I mean, the typical stuff you're going to see and you're going to want to know if you're looking up SEO stuff. So Dan, you could probably even get away with using SiteGuru because this is not specifically dependent upon WordPress, but it can work with WordPress sites. Let's look at what it does for plan details. So $69 is only for one website. If you need multiple, you're going to want to take a look at how many websites do I have that I want to use this on. For me, I have 3 sites, but I probably would use this on 2 of them. So you'll want to pay attention to that. It also gives you a page limit depending on the plan. So either if you just need it for one site, then one plan tier 1 would probably be sufficient for $69. And I think, again, this one would definitely be worth it to see what kind of reports it's giving you. Yeah, thank you, 9 Design, for saying that for folks. UI, user interface. Yes. I think that it would be worth a look to see if it could work, right? Yeah, there's so many editors you really don't need. DaVinci is primarily free. DaVinci Resolve is free, but I know people that have the DaVinci Resolve paid version and they absolutely love it because it has more features. But you're right. Sometimes we don't need more. Sometimes we just need to make use of what we have and we're good to go. Oh, Neuron Writer. That's the one you wanted. Okay, let's pull up Neuron Writer, and then I'm going to go to 9 Designs question about Descript-like apps. Because I think there is one. I'm hesitant to pull it up because I don't want to say anything bad about it. I might not pull it up. I might not. If you ask me specifically about it, I will tell you. But if you don't, I'm not going to badmouth this person or their tool because I want them to get better and to be successful. But at this moment, I don't think they're ready for selling. So yes, there are some Descript-like apps, but I don't know that I would, I just recommend Descript if you're looking for that. Honestly, I'm going to put in Neuron Writer and see what it does because I don't really know. I have no idea. And if you haven't already liked this video, but it's helpful at all, please, 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 please like the video. That would be awesome. Okay. Neuron Writer. Okay. I hadn't paid attention to this one yet. Yeah, Balance of Beauty. We need to talk about that one too. Okay. So Neuron Writer. Let's see. Pouring so much time figuring out how to boost its SEO ranking can be an uphill battle if you don't have the time. It's an AI-powered tool that can analyze the competition and help you write content that both readers and search engines will love. Don't they all say that? Let's investigate. First thing I'm looking at is 740 reviews. So that's good. That's good and healthy reviews. Okay. It's not just like 5. The pricing is $89 for one code. Let's see how many codes. They'll give you codes all the way up to 7. Okay. We'll look at that in just a second. It got Community Tool of the Year for 2023. That's not bad. Interesting. So I wonder, have you looked at this one already, Dan? Are you already using this? Packed with AI-powered research and writing tools to help you plan content that ranks high on Google. Okay, so it helps you to research articles in your niche quickly so you can jump on fresh ideas for content and get an edge over your competition. Okay, this might be worth a look. I'm curious. It's got me curious to see what it's about. Okay. So they're giving you, based on the keywords that you're putting in, it's helping you to write, it's helping you to research articles and then write in a way that will help you to get better SEO. Okay. Now, here's the thing about it though. There's a lot of tools that do this right now. So what I would want to do if I were you is to test it out and make sure that it fits your use case. I have so many of these AI writer tools, and most of them I don't even use anymore because I just go back to regular old Chat GPT. Okay, well, we have, if Hicks is here, and if he's not, if he's already moved on, I'll ask him. I will ask him. But I mean, it looks like it's got a lot of good reviews. Let's look at some of the questions in a second so we can see what's up. But yeah, an advanced plagiarism checker. I like that. It has NLP and SERP driven recommendations. Okay. So it's got the basic things that you want an AI writer to have. What I'm just not clear on is how does it differentiate itself from other AI writers? And it's the reason why I don't know that is because I haven't tried it for myself and really, really read through this. So the $89 tier 1, okay, it's a Chrome extension. The $89 tier 1 has standard AI templates, whatever that means, fewer AI credits per month. The 2 has a Chrome extension. Well, all of them have Chrome extension. New content ideas, whatever that means. Okay, so I would have to read through this more to understand. And here's that BYOK, y'all, or BYOK, B-Y-O-K. So bring your own open AI key. Remember I was saying that the suggestion on most of the sites where there are true AI gurus, I'm not one, but is that you get that BYOK, that you have that because it helps with security, privacy. You can pull your key when you need to. If you're bringing your own open AI key and you decide, I don't want to use this tool anymore, then you can remove and delete your key. Okay, which I think somehow protects the content that you might have submitted. I need to get more information on that myself. Okay, let's look at a few questions. Yeah, okay, I don't care about this person's. Well, what they're probably doing is they're saying that it is similar to Straco, which I have heard a lot of really positive things about. So STRAICO, Straco.com. This one I've heard some good things about here recently. There were some conversations taking place in a couple of the communities I was in. So maybe we need to take a look at that one too and compare. It's hard to compare if I don't have them. So I will have to kind of check around in my communities and I'll come back to you to tell you for sure what I'm hearing in Neuron Writer. But looking at the questions they're being answered, looking at the reviews. Okay, the latest one is June 11th. So that's today, June 9th. So people are recently purchasing and actually giving. Sorry, I just wanted to go back a little bit more. Yeah, I'm seeing, okay, there's one. Hindered by AI content quality issues. Okay. But they're probably one in an ocean of a bunch of 5 taco reviews. So I would take a look and see what kind of things people are putting. Like this is fair. So this person in April said, I decided it wasn't the right solution for me, but I'd still like you to consider it. It was easy to use, gave me many good suggestions for blog articles. This is the type of article or review that I like to read because they're giving a balanced view and saying, hey, I didn't keep it because it didn't work for me, but here's some of the things that are good about it. So that's cool. Nothing bad to say about the product. Think it would be a great solution for some people, just wasn't the best one for me. So it might be worth a try. Let's look at Straco. I want to kind of get a feel, but before I do that, let me go back up and look at those plans and see what we were looking at there. So plans and features. So we were looking at $89 for the standard. The double is 178. Okay, now let's look at Straco and see what's up. Because I'm hearing a lot of positive things about Straco. As a matter of fact, I'm hearing people compare Straco to Merlin. You're welcome, Dan. Take care. I'm hearing people give different reviews or compare the two of these, but then they're also saying they're not similar. They're like apples and oranges, I've seen some people say. But this one is an AI generation tool that can speed up your content creation process. Graphics. But I'm pretty sure Merlin could do graphics as well. But Merlin is an actual Chrome extension, whereas I believe this is a full-on app platform. Like you have to, yeah, it is. Look at this. So it's not just a Chrome extension. Now, the beauty of that, the difference here is when you're using a Chrome extension or something of that nature, you still have to figure out where you're going to store and save the stuff. Whereas a platform like this, it looks like you'll have the ability to be able to organize and store, and it says it right there, store and modify your creations within the platform. So I do like the idea of that, but I heard the same thing as far as feedback in that some of the people who have it right now were saying that the credits were used up very quickly. I just think that's kind of the thing that comes with some of these AI tools that you're buying. If you're getting something that is not ChatGPT, y'all, you're not paying the $20 a month for it, which to me is well worth it. But if you're not doing that and you're buying these other AI platform tools, you need to know that you're probably going to use your credits pretty quickly, depending on how frequently you use the tool. So if you use your ChatGPT every day, and now you're using Straco or one of these other tools every day, what's going to happen is you're going to have the credits used up. Okay. So I like Radiance by Ratilia said Neuron Writer worked really well for her. She would give it 5 tacos. But she did watch 1 million YouTube videos. Look, I love that you did that so that you could research and be informed about the decision you made. So if I were, here's what I would do. I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm going to give this thought. This is just a thought. Just me saying this. If I were looking at AI tools on AppSumo right now, it looks like and sounds like from what I've been hearing the past few days, Straco, Merlin, maybe Neuron Writer, but I would look at those 3, compare and see what they do differently and think about the features you actually need. I'm not telling you to go out and buy all 3 because I don't know if you need all 3. Maybe you do. I don't. But think about what platforms you already have in the AI space and make some informed decisions about the ones you want to try. Now, here's the cool thing about it. If you're buying stuff during AppSumo Sumo Day, so this week, if you're doing that, you're getting a discount. You're getting the 10% off. So you could just buy it now and then check it out within the next 14, 21 days. I usually don't go beyond that. Redeem it, check it out, and then keep the one that works best for you. That's the cool thing about being able to kind of trial this stuff out at a discount. So don't miss out on getting the discount if some of these are going to be gone. Like this one's going to be gone in 29 hours. So if you want it, get it. Get it for the deal. Okay, somebody else asked another question. I need to go back and find it. Thank you. Okay, yeah, we do need to talk about my buddy Richard because right now they have the World Building Expo taking place, which is awesome. Actually, my Content Creators Cafe is in there too. Now, this is on sale for Sumo Day with the 10% off, and that's great. That's cool. But it's also just a stable resource if you're looking to create virtual experiences and collaboration and networking opportunities and co-working spaces, and you want to do it virtually with video and, a microphone. I think GoBrunch is amazing for that. I've had a lot of videos on my channel about it. So if you haven't already seen those, feel free to go back to the YouTube channel and check out anything where I talked about Content Creators Cafe or GoBrunch. I had a couple of videos recently. I'm also part of their expo. I'll be in their room tomorrow for about an hour. I'll be in my room inside of the expo for about an hour, just doing a quick presentation and answering questions about the space. But yeah, GoBrunch there is not a timer on it. So I think you have a little bit more time for this one. But I absolutely love the spaces that you can make in here. So I do think it was worth a mention to check it out. For Sumo Day, let's go back to this big old long list. I'll tell you a couple of other ones that I saw. AItable.ai. Okay. I will give you my opinion on that one right there. Brilliant Directories, I have that too. They're going to end in 2 days. The one I'm looking at, I'm going to tell y'all what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this mini course generator only because I had purchased another version. And now might be a good time for me to segue into, I want to segue a little bit into the other 2 sites in case you want to go look over there and check them out yourself. Okay. I want to do that. Let me move into Rocket Hub and SaaSZilla. Okay. So Rocket Hub, because AppSumo has this deal going on, I think they were like, hey, let's ride the wave. Oops, I don't see it here now. Maybe they don't have the wave anymore. Okay. I think it was Rocket Hub. It could be something else, but there were some lifetime deals in a couple of other spaces that were like, hey, we're going to ride this wave that, that AppSumo has for AppSumo Day. And they have a lot of really interesting apps. But honestly, they're not always the quality that I would want from a lifetime deal. Frankly, some of these tools make me wonder, okay, how long are they going to be in existence? That's my real thought. So I just wanted to say that before we move back into AppSumo. I do feel like AppSumo is probably one of the more established. And while I will be debated all day long on this, I also think they are one of the more trusted when it comes to these type of spaces. So that's my thought. I'm sticking with it. SaaSZilla is another one that's out here. And I'm going to tell you a couple of differences that I've experienced in buying stuff from from all 3 of these spaces. One, the ease in which I am able to refund is important to me. I'm not refunding everything. I don't go out to AppSumo and these other spaces and buy stuff just to refund it. But when I do, it is with thought and intention. It's because there is a specific reason I wanted that thing, and I am giving robust feedback about why it did not work for me. So it can hopefully help the startup, and also help AppSumo. So I am good about giving really honest feedback whenever I return something, and I'm not doing it constantly. And I know that they have a business to run. And I recognize that it's important to make sure that they have, because now they have some automated stuff in place that depending on how many times you refund something, it'll be like, okay, you can't buy this same thing again and try to refund it again. We're not doing that. I get it. With SaaSZilla, particularly, what my experience has been is if I bought something out here and I want to return it, they send me something saying, well, we're going to review your request. And then it could take days. AppSumo will review your request, but I'm usually getting my money back within about 24 hours. But with some of these other sites, not so much. The other thing that I found with sites like SaaSZilla, I'm not so sure that the UI, again, thank you, 9Design, for popping that up. What did we say UI is? User interface. I'm not sure that the appearance, the look, the experience that we have as a consumer is always great with some of these because they truly are startups, and you can tell with the quality of some of this stuff. However, I did really, really love New Oaks AI to build chatbots. And they do have a deal right now with a 15% off coupon. So just giving you that heads up. You use these sites at your own risk. Please make sure you read. And just like I told you with AppSumo, we have to pay attention to the rankings, the stars, the reviews, but also look at what people are actually commenting about. They might put 5 stars and then they might be saying something that's totally not a 5-star comment. So I do try to scan through and understand what's the theme that I'm seeing. Mini course generator. I like this thing because it seems like it is super easy to use. When I looked at the site, I was impressed by the modern, contemporary look of the site. And it could potentially do something that I really wanted help with. And that is when you jot down that there's specific topics that you want to talk about, I wanted something to quickly give me an outline for a course that I can pop right on in there. This appears to be able to potentially do that. I need to do some more digging. I'm going to review it a little bit more and see what I think. Oh, I missed that question, but thank you for answering it. So 9 Design asks, can GoBrunch be used like Zoom? I'm going to say yes, but okay, here's the thing about it, okay? Because I do love GoBrunch, but there are certain things that it does not do well, okay? I use it regularly, consistently, like every week. One of the things I don't love about it is the recording feature. It's not great. Okay. Richard knows that. We've had that talk. So I do end up using a third-party tool to record because I want the resolution to be crisp of any videos that I'm doing. The second thing is that the registration, it talks about having a registration option. That functionality is not working, or it's just not working in a way that I want to use it. So I love the rooms in GoBrunch. I love the video capability, the microphone usage, the way that you can design whatever you want. But you do need to go in with an informed decision and an understanding that you may have to use other platforms with it that you integrate in order to make it a whole experience. So for example, I create my own landing pages to register people to be able to access it. I use my own calendar inside of my community so that people just have the link directly to the GoBrunch room, right, when they receive the reminder. I do not use, as I mentioned, I would use something like Loomly, or I use Snagit to record the screen where I am in the room so that I can have more of a quality resolution in the end when I have the final recording for whatever we did in the room. So they're just things that you're going to want to know that you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit on. And you probably have those tools that you can integrate anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I just don't want to tell you, yes, it's like Zoom, because it's not. It has a different purpose. What I love it for is that it gives you the ability to create a different and unique experience for the people that are in your space. So just wanted to say and be honest and tell you that real. Okay, here we go. This is that whole mini course generator. I am looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, this might be one for me to try. There are lots and lots of different course generators. You can even use ChatGPT to do so. I like if I can do something, a tool that is designed specifically for the function that I want it to do, and it's going to make things quick. If it can do that, then I'm all in. And I think this might be fun to play with. So I'll come back and tell you about it, but I think I'm going to pick this one up. This will probably be a plus for me. I used another version of a course generator that was inside of SaaSZilla. I ended up returning it because I didn't love the UI, and I didn't love the quality of the content that it was spitting out for me. It just didn't work well for me. This one, $89 for one code. Let's see what it does. Oh, it even gives people digital certificates. You can embed. Here's what I liked about it when I read about it earlier. You can embed the course that you create with this platform in another landing page or website. So that means even if you don't have, like I have Go High Level, I have a version of Go High Level that has course platforms in it, right? So I literally could create this mini generator, even if I didn't have that. If I just had a sole landing page, if I had a WordPress theme that had no courses in it whatsoever, I could create landing pages and just embed the code from this mini course generator, and voila, you have a course. Because look at this. It can establish 2 different end user experiences, playing card view, learning journey. I just like the way it looks. So I am definitely going to test this out. Not for something big and robust, but for something super quick. Now, I will tell you that I use Heartbeat right now for my community platform, which does great for courses because they've redesigned the back end of that so that courses look a lot better than they did when we first got it. But Heartbeat was also an AppSumo deal, I think maybe about a year or 2 ago. Okay, let me see. What else do y'all have questions about? I was going to share, if you don't have questions, I was going to share one, AItable.ai. You're so welcome, 9 Design. That's all I'm here for. I literally didn't have structure to this call. I was like, I'm going to get on and I'm going to talk about what I'm seeing and I'm going to answer people's questions. And if somebody has something they want me to look at, we'll pull it up. And that's what we're doing. Because it's important to me to have someone else to bounce things off of. So I like being that bounce off person for you. If you have ideas, if there's questions about platforms or resources or video content strategy or other stuff, I like to be that person that you can come to and say, hey, can we think this through? I'm not going to know all the answers, but I usually am pretty good about finding resources for you. That's why they call me a walking Google. I'm usually pretty good about that, so I'll try. I'll do my best. Okay, AI table. Let me tell you why I thought this might be cool is because I love spreadsheets, but I like spreadsheets that do stuff, that organize things. So similar to the way that I like my Taskade, which another lifetime deal, y'all, that has all these AI agents built in. It's the bomb. I love it. I like that AI table seems to be able to, similar to Airtable, but what it does is it organizes when you're generating AI information. So for instance, you're generating AI info about a particular topic. So let's say you're generating a list of live stream topics, like what I would do for a Thursday, right? And then it can put it into rows and columns so that it's all organized in one place. It also integrates with different apps. You can barely read this, but Zapier, Make, Pabbly. So you can automate workflows and use this to organize your data. The thing is, if you like spreadsheets, maybe this is a win. If you don't, maybe it's not. If you're not that person, then it's a no. Oh my God, Mark, did you get it? Did you get Taskade for lifetime deal? I need to know because I did. And I was surprised when I opened that thing up one day and it had those agents in there and they were like, yeah, you get it too. Like, you don't have to pay for this because you were an early supporter. I went, well, cool. That's bomb. Those agents have changed my life too. When he's talking about agents, y'all, like you can create a content creator agent, a course builder agent, a copywriter, a business sidekick is one of mine. Like, it is amazing. 9 Designs, you have to be a Sumo Plus member. Okay, I didn't catch that. It doesn't say that. Is this for AI table? Let me see what it does if I try to buy it. Let me see. Well, I am a plus person, so that it won't matter for me. Well, darn it. I'm sorry. I can check in with them if I need to. Okay. Radiance by Ratilia. So Easy Course was another excellent tool. Design. You can design courses. You can have digital products, physical products. You can sell all kinds of stuff using Easy Course. And I think Easy Course has done a really good job for a SaaS model that came right out the gate saying, look, we're going to be sustainable. We want to create a space where you're going to know that we're here. So what they did, which is very different from some of the other apps and people out here on these lifetime deal streets, what EasyCourse said is, hey, we're going to make this a lifetime deal, but we're also going to tell you that for whatever number of credits you purchased, whenever you make a sale, we want a piece of that. We want a commission. It ticked off some people. But when I thought about it, I was like, actually, that's pretty brilliant, because what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for long run, right? You're setting yourself up to be a sustainable business who survives. And that's a plus. But they are no longer on a lifetime deal. However, they do constantly add add-ons and new features. So if you miss that one, I don't see them coming back for a lifetime nothing, because they're doing pretty well and adding a bunch of stuff to their features. But AItable.ai is something that I want to look into, because I love the ability to be able to organize content into spreadsheets. And if I can look it up on ChatGPT and then have it organized versus my regular ChatGPT, which is not organized, it's just a bunch of folders with a bunch of content, and I pull stuff over into other apps and spaces. I love that Aitable could potentially be a way for you to build, like it says, build the database while you're asking for the content results, the output. So that's kind of cool. I do want to look at this a little bit more closely. Build your own CRM with AI. I don't know about all that, because I use, again, something else, but this might be worth a look. You're so welcome, Shivette. Okay, what other ones? Because I'm getting ready to close it down. I've been on here for a minute, y'all. Just talking with no real structure. But I hope it's been helpful. I hope I'm giving you some highlights of things that I've seen and that I think I want to look at. I've given you some highlights of apps that I've used and used successfully. I'm trying to go through here again just to make sure I don't miss anything that's like a super important one. I discovered the Neuron Writer could be a win. I might have to look more closely into that. I bought Answerly as a live chat widget. I did not love it. I'm just going to say that. I didn't love that one. But apparently there are some folks that do. So that may be worth it, because that's ending in 3 days. Let's see what else is out here. There's a bunch of stuff out here right now. And a lot of this stuff I just kind of, Findr. Let me pop this one up. This may be my last one unless y'all have questions. Okay. Okay. So Radiance by Retalia. So here's the thing. Aitable is different from Retable in that Aitable, specifically to my understanding, when you're putting your prompts into the table, it is organizing the results into the table itself. Like everything is happening in one place. Retable, I don't believe is there yet. Retable is more like the former version of Airtable. I'm hearing and seeing that Airtable is getting AI generation into it. Retable, I had to do a lot of manual creation and setup. I still love it. I think it's great. There were just some things about Smart Suite that that I was able to like do a little bit more of I had more flexibility with. So in Smart Suite, when I create cards that go into the table, I can create here. I'll try to show you real quick. Okay. Retable still is excellent though. I do love Retable, and I'll kind of show y'all how it ended up replacing my Airtable. But then I will come back to what we just looked at. Okay. So this is my 2023 planner. So it's not telling you anything crazy, but notice how I have all my live streams organized. So I did all this in Retable, and I was able to create this table and then create an events calendar view of it. I had views where all I could see was reels. All I could see was longer on-demand videos. I had this organized in such a way that it would give me information about my guests. So when my guests would fill out their form, to, say, hey, I want to be on your show, then their interview information gets fed directly into the table. Retable, I love for that. The difference is that when you create or you open up a card, it's very limited and not as flexible with what you can do in here. In Smart Suite, you can do a whole lot more. You can create different formats and versions of the layout here of your cards. So if I had one that was a card for a course, it's going to look different from a card for my guest interviews. And I know this may not make a lot of sense, so we might have to do another one later and just talk about that. But yeah, I mean, there is a difference. So AI table, my understanding reading through this stuff is that it literally has AI built into the table itself and can generate content based on the prompts that you're putting in and organizes your content according to what you're asking for. That's not what Retable's designed to do. At least not yet. So I would say look at the demo here and get a feel for it. I'm going to do that for sure. I'm going to do one more really quickly here. You're welcome. I can't believe some of y'all hung with me for this time. I appreciate it because I'm just about worn out. Like my voice is leaving and everything. Findr is the last one I wanted to show you. And the reason for this is because I have heard, even though it's only got 15 reviews, y'all, I've heard that this is a sleeper app, meaning that it's one that people don't necessarily know. You're welcome. I'm so glad. Yes, I'm always going to be honest. I can't do anything but that. I wouldn't sleep at night if I couldn't. Findr is giving you the ability to be able to organize your internal files and apps and platforms and do searches across those apps and platforms. So specifically, I think, yep. So Google Suite, so Google Workspace, Microsoft Teams, Notion, Outlook, Slack, if you integrate this tool with, let's say you're using multiple different types of platforms and you want to find specific information in your own stuff, this is a search engine that can connect to all of your different platforms so that when you say, hey, help me look for this document about such and such, because you don't remember if you put it in a Notion, in the Google Drive, in the Dropbox, or where the heck it was, this will be an AI search engine that you can use internally, which could be really good for you if you have a team, or even if it's just you and you use a lot of different platforms. So I do love this idea of having a search engine for my own stuff. So Findr is $39. It looks like it's got 5 stars or 5 tacos. It might be worth a look. You're very welcome. Yes, yes, yes. And yep, Retable. You have to have a vision for what you want. Yes. So one of the things, thank you, Marcia. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go ahead and get us ready to wrap because my child is home and hungry. so I'm gonna start getting the look in a minute. I think there are some good deals. I've seen people say, I haven't seen anything out there. There's nothing worth it. I think there are good deals. It's sort of like going to a Ross Dress for Less. It's sort of like going to TJ Maxx. You're looking through the aisles. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. We got to go through some of the stuff that's not so great to find the little gems. And I think that's the thing, right? So hopefully I've given you some ideas on things you can look for. If for the next couple of days, you do end up finding something and you're kind of like, I'm not sure, just shoot me a note and let me see if I know anything about it, then I'll send you a quick reply. If I don't know, then I'll tell you I don't. But yeah, if there's something you're looking at and you're thinking it's going to fit a specific use case for your business, just holler and let's see if it might. Okay. Yeah, I don't know all things, but I do my best to try to answer and to be helpful when I can. So that's it. That's what I got for y'all. It's been good spending some time with you. Thank you for all your questions. Yeah, that Findr thing, that's kind of cool, isn't it? I think I might pick it up because I've got plenty of platforms. And if it can connect and integrate with those different things and help me with the search, help me find specific conversations and documents and links. That's awesome. I love that. Okay, y'all. G Suite, yeah. I know they're because Google has changed names. You know how all of them do. Meta, Facebook, Twitter, X. So yeah, it's the same thing. They're still talking about Google Docs and all of that. Yeah. If you have any questions about anything we've talked about today, pop it in the comments. I'll make sure I come back and watch. If you haven't already liked the video and followed my channel, make sure you do so wherever you're watching from. If you're on YouTube, I'm at Tanya Smith. Everywhere else, I have decided to brand singularly to Video Coach Tanya because it's just easier. I couldn't always get my different names, and so it was kind of all over the place and harder for people to remember. Thank you, folks. I appreciate you. Yes, I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you. And thanks for your feedback and input in the comments too, a fellow Tascader. All right, y'all. I appreciate you. Like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed this. Definitely come back for Thursday because we actually have a founder who was on AppSumo called from Taja AI, Taja. So if you're looking for a tool that can help you with SEO for your videos, Ibrahim is coming on Thursday. That is, what's today? Tuesday? In 2 days. So you'll see that up on my channel in just a little bit, but we'll be on talking about Taja AI. I'll share how I use it in my workflows after I'm done with my live streams. And he'll give you some insights as to what's coming up with the software. It's pretty cool. It can create thumbnails that are AI generated. It can give you tags, titles, and descriptions that are SEO friendly and help you to rank higher. So I go in after my live stream, for instance, and change it up using the Taja information. It's really cool. So come back Thursday and we'll be checking that out. Okay, folks, thank you and have a wonderful rest of the evening. I will see you next time in the stream.
Thanks for joining us on this App Therapy Club episode. Remember to subscribe here and on YouTube so you never miss a post. We'll be back talking about systems, tools, and tips to help part-time content creators get more done in less time.